Let's move these. You can't grip anywhere on these.
There we go.
All right. Oh, good. You can see my laptop. What camera am I looking at? That one, obviously. Test, test, test. 1, 2. Check.
It's
Check.
definitely moving.
Check. Check. Yeah. But how long does it, how loud can I speak until it goes red? Okay. Good, good, good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Depression 2 Expression. My name is Scott, and we have Mikhaila Peterson on the channel once again. Now, if you watched the first episode, the first interview, this is what we call an upgrade, all right? We got 4K cameras, we got lav mics, we got 2 angles going on. Check this out. To me, to her. To me, to her. To us, to her, to me, to us. Look at that editing skills. So, what we're going to talk about is we're going to go through some of the comments from the first interview that we had. If you haven't watched that yet, please click up here. It's going to be a YouTube card, and you can check that out first. So we're going to look at some of the comments. Mikhaila's going to answer those, and then we're going to go into some more diet. We're going to talk about a survey she's working on. We're going to talk about a book she's writing right now, and then we're going to talk about me. So if that doesn't interest you, we're going to do that at the end, so the goodies will come first, okay? And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the best mental health channel on YouTube. Mikhaila didn't nod in agreement, but that's okay.
I'm nodding in agreement.
Nice.
I'm nodding in agreement.
Okay, cool. So stay tuned for lots of mental health videos here on Depression to Expression. Now, here we go. What I want to do is open up some questions from YouTube. Now, these are going to be ones that were most upvoted and liked by you, the viewers. So the first one, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Can she eat, this is the biggest, this had 663 upvotes.
Okay.
Can she eat lobster?
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to answer that seriously.
It's a serious question.
I don't know. I haven't tried it, and I'm probably not going to because I don't really care.
You don't feel like...
I don't feel the need to add lobster into my diet, but I do appreciate that question.
Okay, it's a great question.
Yeah.
Does your dad eat lobster?
He does not eat lobster.
Really?
Really. Hypocrite.
Just kidding. Comment number 2 we have here by Anthony Garcia. He says, ha ha ha, she says fair enough and obviously and like her father.
I'm pretty sure he says those things because of me. I can also take full credit for him saying like.
Really?
Yeah, he told me not to stop saying it in high school, and now he does it.
Woo!
Yeah.
He does say that, doesn't he?
Yeah. And there was a big discussion about how that wasn't a good thing to say, and now it's haha. So anyway, that's my contribution.
Mikhaila wins. Number 3, YT asks, after hearing all of this, I feel really privileged for having basically a concrete stomach and robust health and no health issues. Of course, there's that gratitude that people feel that they can really eat anything after hearing this. But I guess the question to you would be, do you ever feel sorry for yourself or feel a little pissed off that you have to eat beef all the time? Do you miss just, okay, I could just go into McDonald's and I could do this. That's a bad example, McDonald's. But I could just, have a salad
Sushi.
here. If I travel, you're just in Hawaii, I could eat anything here and there. Does it ever get to you?
At the beginning, yes, definitely. Especially because of the social, going out to eat. I used to think, thank God I'm not allergic to food. I used to think I'm allergic to everything, like, outdoors, animals, whatever. Thank God I'm not allergic to food.
Yeah.
Before I knew all this. No, I don't feel sorry for myself. I feel sorry for myself sometimes, but it usually has to do with other things. But for the food thing, no. I am so happy that I don't have those problems anymore. I don't care anymore. It really sucks when you're trying to change your diet and you're still suffering from health problems and you're not eating fun foods. Then you have like the worst of both worlds. But not having health problems and not eating food, like I don't care. I don't care at all.
Would you say that you're eating more for nutrition now rather than taste, or do you really enjoy the beef 3 times a day? Or
So,
4 times, 5 times?
Like surprisingly, yes. The first month was hard,
Yeah.
and then I got used to it, and now like I like every meal. But I really enjoy every meal if I'm eating steak. It's iffy if I'm surviving off of burgers or something, and then I get tired of it pretty quickly. But I didn't discover it. I Googled and found this recipe for pemmican, which is it was a Native American food that they used to take on hunting expeditions. And basically what they would do is dry meat, and then it's kind of like crushed up like powdered jerky, but they also add a bit of like liquid fat to it. And then they make it into this bar, and it never goes bad. Survivalists are really into it too, it turns out.
No kidding.
But I'm trying to perfect the recipe for that, because then it's like, well, then it solves my going out problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as I've perfected that, I'll let you try it. But
Do you dehydrate that?
Eat it, yeah.
Do you dehydrate it? Okay.
Yeah, I get like really thinly cut round roast, which is lean, and then dehydrate that till it's like, till you can crack it up, and then food processor it, and then melt fat. It's like a whole thing. And then I still have to perfect it, and I'll put it on my blog once I've figured out how to do it and if it tastes good. Because
That is so cool.
like Native Americans, and I know Inuit people used to take them on hunting expeditions and just survive off of it. So yes, that
That's
would be like
cool.
the superpower bar. That's the plan for the future me.
That's awesome. We're going to talk about allergies in a second. I've been holding a sneeze that whole time.
That's
People
so
are like,
painful.
this guy doing coke in the back before the interview? Jeez. Okay. Next question for Mikhaila here is written by Fast and Bulbous. Really, man? Okay, so if they're only going to eat meat, they should include organ meats and bone broth to get all the necessary micronutrients. Thoughts? Do you have any like soups, bone broths that you eat?
I don't like bone broth. And I don't really like liver. So no, I'm not super concerned about the micronutrients, because there are other people who've been doing this for like decades. And if you don't have a vitamin deficiency in 20 years from eating one food, you're not going to get a vitamin deficiency. Those kind of things like pop up pretty fast, and they're very severe. It's not like you're going to be walking around and then suddenly drop dead because you didn't get enough vitamin C or something. It's like you're going to erupt in sores, and bad things are going to happen first. So no, I'm not too concerned about that. And most people who are doing the carnivore diet aren't too concerned about that.
Okay.
That being said, I am going to see the doctor and the naturopath this month and get all my micronutrients and like cholesterol and whatever I can get tested, and I'll put it on the blog so people can see that I'm not dying.
Oh, that's perfect. But wait, when was the last? Okay, go ahead. But
if there are any abnormal results,
Yeah.
you also have to take into consideration that was a very ill human being. So I'm kind of considering, I'll show the previous results too, that'll help.
Okay.
Because I had low B vitamins before, so we'll see what happens with those, but I think it'll be pretty normal. We'll see.
Awesome. Great answer. Fast and Bulbous, what'd you think about that one, bud? All right, next up, we have a question from Jacob011. This whole thing with looking for the ultimate one answer that will work for everybody is complete BS. Why would anyone think they'll find a single answer to everyone's problem when everyone's gut bacteria is different? Jeez, the real cure is personalized specifically to your body. Kind of takes a while to get out of the old demented backwards mindset. I actually like this comment because I've always agreed that what works for some doesn't work for others as far as treatments for mental health. But I don't know, in your experience and the testimonies you've read, is diet one of those things that really differs from person to person?
I don't think so. I used to think that way, especially when people told me I should just exercise more and sleep less and eat better. Actually, I just thought there was nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
As for the meat thing or the diet thing, I think we're thinking about it wrong. Like if you look at if you just think of us as an animal species, why would we all have different diets? And why are we that different from animals? Like even if you look at most animals, except for the ones that we keep as pets or we feed, the cancer, like they don't get cancer, they don't get autoimmune disorders. I don't know if they're depressed, but they don't get those things. They're generally not obese. And they eat like, one thing, two things. Mm-hmm. So I think looking at people as if they're not, it's not that you're looking at people like they're not animals, but I think we should look at people more like we're just animals that have a certain diet. I don't think it's varied. And as for the gut microbiome, I like totally get where that guy's coming from. But
well, I still think
diet works for people.
But I think our guts are more the same than different though, right? As far as how we process food and
yeah,
right?
and immune system and everything. I mean, some people, for whatever reason, are a lot more sensitive than other people, right? Some people end up with an autoimmune disorder, and some people can eat, standard American diet for years without getting sick. I don't really have an explanation to that. Maybe that's genetic. I'm not sure. But no, I think we're more similar.
Awesome. Okay, that's a great answer. Jacob, hope you enjoyed that answer. Thank you for commenting, my friend. Taking a totally different approach, and now I turned into a nice guy. Oh, Jacob. Okay, Keith B. Keith, how you doing? What is that? Everyone look at the profile. Oh. Who is that? Is that Katy Perry?
I think I want to say that's a mannequin.
Oh.
I'm going to go with a mannequin.
You're right. It does look like a mannequin. Oh, Keith is behind the mannequin. You can see the face.
Oh, hiding behind the mannequin.
Keith, always hiding behind mannequins, eh? Okay, well, Keith says, wow, that's extreme. I could understand cutting out sugar and dairy products, but damn, bro, not even veggies? Good night, colon, he says. So we have to ask the question, the dirty question.
Is this bad for your colon?
Is this bad for your colon? What are those movements like?
Less. So I don't have any gas. I don't get bloated. Although for the first month switching over, I did get bloated.
Okay.
Which was interesting and made me a bit paranoid, but I was like, I'll just run through the first month and see where it goes. So now I don't have gas. I don't get bloated. Just like to put it all out there, I don't have bowel movements as often. It's not because of constipation. It's because there's not as much waste.
Right.
If you get a colonoscopy, the easiest thing for those people to digest is meat. Like they say, stay away from, it's not vegetables exactly, but certain vegetables because of all the waste. I would like it, I guess, if people are concerned about that, to actually post studies linking it, because I haven't been able to find a study that was done properly linking ill health to red meat. Once you take out, smoking, exercise, they generally don't control for sugar consumption, which is strange, and generally people who change their diet to like vegan or vegetarian are more likely to avoid processed foods as well, whereas meat eaters will generally just eat.
Right.
So I'd like to see a study done properly before anyone comes to conclusions that meat is bad. They can post them and I can respond to them too.
Okay. So yeah, saying meat is bad, but they're not really.
For
they're not
kidneys,
measuring
liver,
exactly.
colon, whatever. There are lots of studies out there, heart disease, but
these are things without a meat-only diet. These aren't meat-only diet studies.
Yeah, there aren't any of those yet.
Aha. Is this still fairly new? I know you read about people who are doing it for the last 20 years, so they were probably the first ever to try this out.
Yeah, it's only been publicized recently, and it's gaining traction fairly quickly because it works so well for people.
Right.
But I would say it's new, except for, certain people who've been doing it for a very long time.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Keith, enjoy that mannequin tonight, buddy. All right, next question here. I'm not an asshole. I'm not. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I'm an ass. I totally get that. But stay true to yourself, everyone. All right, Madeline Hutton. Madeline, thank you for your question. Profile picture of nature. Good. Now, has she tried reintroducing vegetables one at a time? Does she plan on going back to a more diverse diet that was working for her before her pregnancy? I have questions about how colon health is maintained without any fiber.
Okay, well, the colon thing and fiber, I'd like to see some evidence of that first.
Okay.
As for reintroducing things, I thought that an all-meat diet was crazy as well, but I was reacting to things that I hadn't been reacting to before, so I just gave up and tried it. And a week in, my digestion, I got diarrhea for like a week when I switched over. Oh. And I was like, okay, this is obviously a bad idea. So I had this like big salad that I was eating.
The big salad?
The big salad, yeah, like, ooh. And my digestion normalized, and the next day I was itchy and weepy. And I was like, okay, fine, right? So then I cut it out solidly. And then about, I had, like I said, my digestion got messed up for about 4 to 6 weeks. Things were kind of strange, but my mental health was pretty good, and I wasn't itchy, and I didn't have arthritis. And then about 2 months into it, I was like, okay, well, we'll try olives. Because I thought maybe people going on the all-meat diet were getting such good results because they just happened to eliminate all the foods that were bothering them.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't the meat diet, it was the elimination of those certain foods. And I figured, okay, olives, pure olives, nothing in them, like organic olives, that's got to be safe. So I had a whole bunch of those, and then 2 days later, I got lower back pain, and then 3 or 4 days later, my mood dropped, and then I was like weepy for the next 2.5-ish weeks. And it wasn't like full-blown depression like what I'd experienced before, but it was like volatility and weepiness and...
From olives?
Yeah, so like...
Unreal.
Yeah, really unreal. And I thought maybe, if I reintroduce foods, then I can grow back microbiome parts that I'm maybe missing now in order to digest them, but I'm not convinced that would work, and it's not worth the pain and suffering of reintroducing those foods and having those symptoms just to see if it would work in the future.
Right. And then just to say you went through all that pain and yay, now you can eat olives. It's like, is it cost benefit there?
Yeah, and I have no cravings now, so it's not like I miss them.
Right.
Although if I drink alcohol, the cravings come back.
We will talk about that in a moment. A few more questions here. Madeline, thank you so much. You're great. Enjoy nature. Next question we have. Okay. That's a long one, but I think... Actually, no, this is perfect. We'll talk about drinking. Pack Demon. Pack Demon. I bet you drew that. That looks really cool, man. Pack Demon. I bet he drew that. I bet. You're an artist?
Oh, yeah.
Message me. Okay, so Pack Demon says, I used to be able to have 11 shots in an hour and be perfectly fine and functional, like Andre the Giant. Then I started eating only meat, and I entered ketosis.
Yeah.
Long story short, the next time I tried drinking, I ended up in the hospital and couldn't remember a thing. They measured my blood alcohol level somewhere around 3 to 4 hours after I had the last drink, and it was 327 milligrams per deciliter. Is that DL, deciliter? Given the time frame, blah, 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 they said I could have been at 500 milligrams per deciliter range. Just for reference, 400 milligrams per deciliter and above can become a lethal dose. Be careful out there, guys. Please drink responsibly if you are on keto. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. So let's talk about drinking.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't know anything about that. When I first went low carb, and I don't even know if I was in ketosis. I may have been in ketosis, but I was still eating like sweet potatoes, cauliflower, carby vegetables. So I'm not sure if I was in ketosis or not. So I just went low carb, and in university, this was very unhealthy anyways, but I used to split a 40 of vodka with my friend, and then we would go out and drink more. And it was bad. And I was very hungover, but I wasn't like, I'd be super nauseous, but I'd just sleep the whole day.
Yeah.
And then I would go out again. It was not a good habit, but it was fun.
That's university, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I start this low carb diet, and then I do the same thing. Not the same thing. I drank like significantly less, but still more than you should probably be drinking.
How much? Tell the people. How much did you drink, Mikhaila?
Honestly, it was probably like 12 drinks. So it was still a lot.
That's a good amount of drinks.
But it wasn't like, 19, which is insane.
Yeah,
and
but
I know that,
if you compare
but it was still,
to your university days,
it was less.
Yeah.
But it was enough to be like, plastered. And then the next day was super nauseous, but I never throw up. I used to never throw up drinking. That was why I could drink so much, because I was like, whatever, I'm not going to throw up anyway. This is like, young Mikhaila. Anyway, the next day I got super nauseous, and I was like, okay, maybe I have to make something to eat. So I made something to eat, and then I ended up throwing up twice that day. I was like, well, that's odd, because that never happens. So that was the first time. So I was like, okay, I'll just, drink less. Anyway, then I went out another time, and I drank about the equivalent amount, and this was, I guess, a month later, and I'm not even kidding, I threw up the next day until midnight. Every 3, I couldn't keep water down, and then at midnight I was like, oh, okay, it's over, and then, I went out and bought a fish, and ate fish or something.
Okay.
So I was like, that's weird.
There wasn't any food poisoning with that, right? Because that sounds like food poisoning too, with, throwing up that often.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was really bad hangover. Anyway, so then I guess I must have drank less for a while, and then I had the pregnancy and everything. But I went out Friday for the first time in a really long time.
We're talking this Friday, everyone, June 9th.
So
June
was
9th.
That 4 days ago? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so 4 days ago, and I had 8 or 9 drinks, which was a lot, and I haven't done that in like a couple of years. And I was pretty hungover the next day, more than I thought was necessary for that amount of drinking. And then I woke up on Sunday and I was nauseous in the morning, and then I woke up on Monday and I was nauseous in the morning, and I was kind of nauseous in the morning today. I was like, that is a really long time. So then I started researching this ketosis and drinking, and your tolerance goes way down, so I get drunk faster. Like, I can feel it after I have a drink, and I never used to be able to do that.
It's great.
Yeah, it's cheap, but the hangovers are vicious, and I think it has something to do, and this is like pure conjecture, but I think it has something to do with your body losing its ability to tolerate as many poisons, I think, because my body, I know, was overloaded when I was eating carbs, but I seem to have like a buffer zone, and now it's like anything I put into my body that isn't meat or like perfect, or even when I was doing low carb, anything extra, I couldn't, maybe I couldn't get rid of it as fast. I don't know what it was,
right.
But you become a lightweight. It's cheaper, but the hangovers are.
Yeah, well, I could see that happening with beer, since it's a real carby.
Oh, even bourbon. I'm drinking bourbon. Yeah, the only thing I drink is vodka or bourbon.
Okay, so even that, no sugar, no carbs, but it's still just the alcohol. 4 days. Wait, this morning were you nauseous too?
Yeah, like barely, and I also can't like think as clearly for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just gonna, maybe I'll stick to like 2 or 3 and see which is much more reasonable anyway.
That's
and
just a little test.
Happens.
Yeah.
But yes, do be careful. And drinking 11 drinks in an hour is a very bad idea, even if you're not eating weirdly.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. I've never done that.
I've probably done that, but do not recommend.
That was young Mikhaila. Oh, man. Next question. Justin Senaviva says, I love Mikhaila, but her skin blinds me in this video. Okay, so first of all, everyone, this is a better production. Before I turned the ISO up on that camera, so, it wasn't the best for Mikhaila's skin. Now, you just got back from Mexico, and I've been in Toronto, and I think I still got you beat.
Yeah, but I'm very faded, and I got a scrub, like where you go into
Like
this
exfoliate
place.
scrub.
Yeah, like everywhere. So I swear I was darker, but I'm much more tanned.
Way more tanned.
And that's just the color my skin turns when you grow up in Canada and there's no sun for like 6 months.
Fair enough. That's it. Yeah, this camera, like the close-up. Hey, hey, look at this.
Don't even try.
Yeah, so it's not blinding anymore, hopefully for everyone with
But
the
you
new
are still
lighting.
winning.
I'm winning.
Like quite a bit.
Yeah, I have ultimate
I don't know how, really.
on Tuesdays, beach volleyball Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
And then on Thursdays, I'll work hard. Like I'll get up at like 5 a.m. and I'll work hard, and then I'll go to the beach early at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Wow.
And then chill.
Well, it's
So,
nice to know that you can achieve that level of color in Toronto
it's
in the summer.
You know what? It's something I'm proud of. Got to be proud of something. That tan. Okay, next up. Thank you for your question, Justin. Cat2222 asks, is she taking vitamins to supplement her diet?
No. No.
Tell about that Instagram story you posted a while back.
Oh, man, yeah.
I was like,
well,
I'll take some of those.
So throughout the whole low carb thing, I tried like every supplement, and before looking into diet, I tried every supplement, especially to get rid of the fatigue.
Yeah.
Adderall was obviously the most effective for that, but it does not make you feel very good. Anyway, so I had a box full of like chlorella and L-glutamine and what else was in there? Potassium, magnesium. Anyway, it was a whole box full of things that I just gave away to some Instagram follower.
Nice.
Because I'm in a very small 1-bedroom and there was a box full of supplements. So no, they're gone. So no, I don't take any vitamins. And like I said, I'll get everything tested. It's been, 7 months on the diet? I'll get everything tested and put it on my blog so people can see that I'm not deficient in anything.
Amazing. So with the supplements, when did you stop taking those?
I didn't really take them religiously. Like I would try one for a while, but nothing seemed to really do anything. So I was never on them. They were things I tried. I took, actually, that's not entirely true. I took L-glutamine for about 2 years because it's supposed to be good for your gut. But then I stopped. I guess I stopped when I went on the meat diet.
Okay. Do you think introducing, say you do this, you have all these tests done, and you don't have enough, actually wouldn't really work with beef, lots of B vitamins, right? Say you're deficient in something.
I think the ones that might not be high.
B vitamins?
Yeah, just because they weren't high before.
Okay. So do you think you'd have side effects taking a B vitamin supplement?
Depends on the supplement. Yeah, I do. Because I react to most of the additives. So yeah, I think I would have, I don't think it would be worth it. I think what I would do, depending on what vitamin, if there are any vitamins that are low, but if they're the B vitamins, is I'll just wait. I'll get them retested in a year or so. But that can be a microbiome problem. So I might just see if that kind of thing will resolve itself.
You can get what about a B vitamin shot? I don't know about additives and stuff
B12
like that.
will
B12
definitely
shots.
not be low. So I've done vitamin infusions. I haven't done them on this diet. I did it on the low carb diet during the pregnancy because why not?
What's
I don't
a vitamin
react
infusion?
To those. It's you go sit in like a fancy naturopath's office. Actually, I think they're starting to offer them in like beauty clinics in Toronto. But it's basically a whole bunch of vitamins in an IV bag, and they strap it to your arm, and you can actually, if you go on an empty stomach, you can actually like taste some of them.
No way.
Yeah, and they never really helped. So, but I did go do them like maybe 6 or 7 times during the pregnancy just to make sure I was getting everything. So those I can do. So I guess it depends. I don't know. We'll look at the results and then see.
Oh, I got so excited. Yeah, and you go in the spa and you get this meal. They never really helped though.
No, they didn't. They made me like dizzy, and I was like, maybe it's doing something. But then it turns out if you get too many, a lot of vitamins on an empty stomach, it can just make you dizzy. So that's
That's cool though. Okay, so if you had to reintroduce, then it would be through something
those.
like that. Yeah. Okay. Here's a question that I would really appreciate your answer about, for those of you who want to learn more about depression, there's over 400 videos on this channel about that very topic. And if you want to see me cry, I do that on this channel too. I actually did okay, small tangent. I recently posted, I'm doing like music for the mind. Obsessed with music. I love listening to music. If I ever want to feel anything, just plug the headphones in.
Yeah.
And I reacted to this song by this band Zoe. It's this Mexican band. Anyways, everyone from Mexico found this video. It has hundreds of thousands of views. And now like half my subscribers are from Mexico.
That is so cool.
I know. So with
I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it's so awesome. So the reason I'm telling you that is I recently reacted to James Horner, the Casper soundtrack, and I just cried on camera. It's such a beautiful song. It's called Casper's Lullaby. It's so good. So if you want to see me cry to music, there's more on this channel. But about depression, our friend whose name is first name, he asks, or she asks, what is depression? Is it feeling sad? There are 4 replies, which I can't see, but I'd love to hear about what you think depression is, or what your experience, like what does it actually feel like? How do you describe it to someone? And I know that's a really hard thing to do.
So I would describe it more like mourning, mourning, grieving. More of a feeling, for me anyway, it was more of a feeling of constant grieving than sad. Like I still get, sad, or if there's something on TV that makes me sad or whatever, I'll still get sad about that. But it was like hell, honestly. Like it was like constantly, I mean, this is dramatic, but this is what it felt like. It felt like I was constantly falling into a pit of like hell, and I was taking quite a bit of medication, and that was kind of like a net stopping me like from falling into this pit. It was horrible. And because I was on enough medication, like I still had good times, especially if I was drinking, which is part of the reason I drank a lot. I still had like good times. I got excited about things, but there was always this underlying like doubt and something bad is about to happen feeling, and grief and mourning. And it felt more like, I don't know, some part of me was dying. And I know that's all super dramatic, but it was really awful, and it wasn't sad. It was something worse. It's like poisonous.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. So that's how I would describe that.
Depression. Hey everyone, we just cut, but remember last time that when my camera failed? Not gonna happen. Okay, so that was great. Thank you, First Name, for asking that question. A lot of misconceptions with depression versus sadness, and I hope that really helped. Next question we have is, can you season the meat, like with salt, pepper, garlic? And this question was by Ram Evil Caballero. Thank you for your question. What do you do to your meat?
Salt.
Next question. That's it?
That's
Just
it.
Salt.
Yeah.
Have you tried pepper?
No. I haven't reintroduced pepper.
Not worth it.
No.
Why do I feel like
I
spices
feel
wouldn't
like
be a big deal?
You mean because they're in such minute quantities?
Minute quantities, and they seem, you get basil out of the woods and stuff like that. I feel like it wouldn't be a big deal for you.
So the herbs, I don't know. I think whatever happened to my body, they would be a big deal for me. Maybe somebody who was healthier and went on the diet would be able to do basil, or maybe even berries occasionally. I don't know. That seems pretty normal. But if I could eat olives, I don't think pepper is a good idea.
Good idea. Honestly, if you're fine with just salt as a seasoning, you're missing any kind of spices.
No,
Again, I know you don't crave food.
I used to put sriracha on everything and soy sauce.
Nice.
Everything was covered in sauce.
Good night, colon.
Yes, yes. So no, the first month of cutting things out and going to blander foods is hard, but it's because I swear it's because you withdraw off of all this stuff. And then after about a month, once you get used to it, I don't notice it anymore. So things don't taste tastes change.
Yes.
Right? So it's not if you're on, or if you try the meat diet and you try it for a week, how you feel after a week on it isn't how you're going to be feeling in 2 months. The first 3 weeks are you kind of just have to suffer through those while you're changing over. I wouldn't judge it for like a solid month, and then you should be pretty good to go.
Okay. I think I even do this now, rarely though, but if you're going to have any kind of meat, like people forget that things actually have a taste on their own.
Yeah.
Like having a piece of chicken has taste, man.
Yeah.
Just a plain chicken breast or a steak or lamb is so much flavor in lamb.
I hate
and I
lamb.
don't, oh, I don't, I had some,
hate lamb.
I had some, you hate it?
I hate it. I can't handle the smell.
Oh, man, I can't eat it. I literally, sorry if my friend is watching. He brought lamb from the butcher shop, and I ate it because I felt guilty because he brought it and it was so nice. But I feel so guilty eating lamb because they're so damn cute. And my dog looks like a lamb. Put a picture of the dog here, Scott. This is my dog, Russ. He's 14 years old now. Actually, maybe 15, and he looks just like a lamb.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm eating lamb, I'm like eating my dog. It's such a sick, twisted thought. But anyways, so I'm with you at the lamb.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan's Adventure on the Internet. Oh my gosh, Ryan, what a name. He asks, or states, maybe it's a placebo.
Yeah, okay. I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, I have got joint replacements. It's not like that was placebo.
You could just want attention.
That's
Hey,
true.
come on, man.
No, I've had people who are like, this doesn't seem like Mikhaila. I can't see her scars. It's like, really? But no, for the mood thing, mood is harder because it's not as visible. But, and I have an easier time explaining it because I had other health problems, so no one really argues with the arthritis, right? No, it's not placebo.
Okay.
You can look at the video of me. There's a video I did on TVO the first time I was talking about depression when I was still eating normal foods and I hadn't figured diet out at all. So check that out and then you can compare. Like, I couldn't even think doing that video. There's a lot of pauses. I'm not speaking as quickly and I'm still a little bit hungover somehow and I'm still a lot like quicker than I was then.
Yeah.
So you can, I don't know, check that out and see if you think that's placebo, but
Yeah,
no.
they did.
You can't placebo yourself out of depression.
No, for sure. And they did, in that TVO special, the second one, when you had blonde hair, they did a comparison of what you were like then before, and you were a lot quicker there.
I was a lot quicker
and
then,
that was just
and
low
I was
carb.
still, low carb, and I was like, that was a hell of a year trying to reintroduce things and stuff. So I was not doing so hot in that video, but still way better, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a placebo, are you sure?
I'm
Okay.
positive.
There you go, Ryan. Have a fun adventure on the internet today. Now, ho, 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 comments and said she didn't try walking like a lobster.
Oh no, more lobster things.
No, that was it.
It's true though.
Actually, and then the last question I have here is from the Fat Controller. What's that guy from? What's that picture from?
I have no idea.
Looks like someone from The Naughty Shop. Do you remember the show The Naughty Shop?
No.
No way.
Was it on TV?
Yeah.
I didn't watch TV. The only thing I was allowed to watch was The Simpsons. How twisted is that?
That's so twisted. What?
And Bugs Bunny when I was little.
Okay. Simpsons, I didn't get any of the jokes when I was a kid anyways.
Yeah. And
You'd
I
be
had
like,
to cover my eyes for Itchy and Scratchy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, well, let's put a link to the Naughty Shop intro. Actually, let's play the Naughty Shop. No copyright issues. Then I won't get paid a few cents. So I'm not going to show that. Check out the Naughty Shop on YouTube. Noah, Truman,
Nothing.
music and magic. Hey, it's showtime. Naughty and you will be friends in no time.
You definitely watched it.
I did.
No.
And it's a terrible show.
I didn't even know who Sailor Moon was until grade 5. Oh. I know. People at school were like, you poor deprived child.
You don't know about Tuxedo Mask?
No.
That was Sailor Moon's like boyfriend.
Ah.
Yeah. There was some girls in university that dressed up as Sailor Moon for Halloween. And I was like, what? Fantasies. Okay, so that's all of the questions from YouTube, or there was actually a lot. So I'm going to invite you for this video to ask more questions below. And then maybe we'll do a part 3. And the part 3 video however long from now, will also include my own results for changing my diet too. Because if you didn't know, I'm a depressed, sad sack. So I'm going to be fooling around with my diet. So I guess what we should talk about now is how about the survey on your blog? What's going on? Maybe first, let's just keep it rolling, everyone. This is like behind the scenes now. You want some water?
Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
There you go. The survey on MikhailaPeterson.com. Don't eat that. Her latest post, June 10th. The link is below. Let's talk about it. Oh, check this out. Look at this. This is nice. Look at that.
Oh yeah, cute.
Oh, you could see it too. Cool. All right.
Okay, questionnaire. So,
Yeah. What's going on with that?
4 years ago? Man, maybe it's been 4 years.
That's scary. Oh, is this for me,
No,
by the
I
way?
think it's, yeah. I think it's 3 years. Anyway, I started working on this. Before I started looking into diet, I started working on this questionnaire.
Sorry, this is carbonated.
I know, right?
You can
Why
do
would
that?
you drink flat water?
I don't know. You
Yeah,
can do
there's
that?
there's nothing in it.
There's nothing in it,
As long
but
as it's not flavored.
there's bubbles, man.
I know, it's fun, right?
Bubbles
and
are
I can
okay.
do it. Yeah.
What a treat.
I know. I don't drink
Oh
flat
my
water.
gosh. A
What
little
do you take me
Pellegrino and
for?
steak.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. It is delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I started this questionnaire, and I basically started it by listing random health symptoms that I suffered from. So like ones that people kind of told me to ignore, like itchy skin and floaters, like in my vision and mouth ulcers, stuff like that. So I talked to a number of people with autoimmune disorders and collected a whole bunch of symptoms, really random symptoms, into a list. And over the last 3 years, I've been just making that list bigger and bigger and bigger. I've probably missed some symptoms someone's suffering from, but there are a lot there. So that's part of it. There are a couple questions on diet, and then there's a personality test. And so I put this online, and I'm hoping to get enough people to fill it out so that we can start seeing some patterns and at least seeing what type of symptoms clump together. Like if you suffer from anxiety, I don't know, do you
More
also
likely
get
have the eye floaters.
yeah,
Or-
or low back pain, but people already
Right.
know that that's connected a lot of the time. But hopefully we'll get a whole bunch of people to take it, see some pattern. I don't really know what's going to come of it, and then I will release the data and show people the patterns, hopefully write something up and get it published, if that's a possibility.
That is
But I would
so
definitely
cool.
appreciate people filling it out. It is not just for people who suffer from depression or people with autoimmune disorders. I also need like asymptomatic people filling it out so we have a comparison.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting though.
No, for sure. Why do you think this has this been done before somewhere else?
So they've
you looked at
associated the personality trait neuroticism with an increase in health symptoms, but mostly what they've taken away from that is neurotic people, are more paranoid about their bodies, right? So they basically blame the mental health for an over-reporting symptoms.
Right.
And I don't believe that. I believe like maybe you have these other health symptoms and they're actually there.
Right.
And whatever's causing them is also causing an increase in neuroticism.
Aha.
Right, so rather than most people, take away that the neuroticism is causing the over-reporting of symptoms, which I think is just blaming the patient again.
Right. Do you think like if you have the personality trait of neuroticism and then you it's probably linked to anxiety a bunch of the time too, but then now you can take that and anxiety and now link it to diet and saying, okay, with those that anxiety are eating this and this and this.
Yes, technically it'll be impossible to see what causes what. Like maybe neurotic people are more likely to look into diet. You can't tell which one comes first, right? But at least we'll be able to see a pattern.
Right. That is so cool. Okay, so the link is below. Where am I looking? I'm looking actually at the monitor. The link is below for the survey, MikhailaPeterson.com/something. It's going to be just your
Mikhaila
latest
Peterson,
post.
Yeah.
Yep. So check it
It's
out.
going to be at the top. I'm going to have a link that says questionnaire.
Perfect. Okay, so please do that. It's in the link in the description. Okay, cool. The next thing is pausing this so it's not huge files. Yeah.
Like sometimes you have something for so long, it's just normal.
Yeah, like my puffy eyes.
Yeah, fucking puffy eyes.
Freaking puffy eyes, man. Why? So they're worse in the summer, but I still have them in the winter. And I was thinking of getting like an air filter, like air filtration thing in my room because I'm like, it's just dust.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, it could be. Right?
It could be.
Like mine.
But everywhere I go in the world, I'm
know.
still getting puffs. So
Mine get really puffed. So the worst thing, and it's not just my eyes. It actually makes my whole face puff. But it's worse. It's most visible around the eyes is food. But then anything that actually causes an allergy also makes my eyes puffy. And then they're also kind of genetic. So you can like reduce everything, but if your parents have it or your grandparents,
yeah,
you might just be fucked.
Parents have what?
The baggy eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can like minimize
Yeah.
it with diet and minimize it with like reducing allergens, but like.
Yeah, I wish I knew. Does my dad have baggy eyes? No, it's not
My
really.
dad does.
Your dad
my
does?
grandma does.
Your grandma.
I can see it, yeah. But I had like they were gone, and now the allergies have brought them back.
Yeah, see?
And
Like,
drinking did not help.
No, me too. Oh man, that morning, you should have seen me. Should have taken a picture of my face. Just like, God help me. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And even now, so I had 3 beers. Wait, was it Friday? No, it was Saturday. Yeah, I went out Saturday. You went out Friday. Because then I messaged you Sunday. Because I saw your post. I'm like, same.
Yeah.
So Sunday sucked. And that's when I had lamb Sunday night. Then I felt even worse. Like it was the hangover plus guilt. Oh my God. And then Monday was, I was like at maybe 70%, and now I'm at 100. So call it 3 days. Still. 3 days for
Yeah.
3 beers. A day of beer.
Beer's gonna be the hardest though. You'll see. You will come to see.
Like
Beer's like killer.
even just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no beer. No.
Which like, I don't know, I'm fine with, to be honest.
Beer always made me, I liked it, but it always made me physically uncomfortable. It was like
Yeah.
instant bloating.
Oh,
Instantly full.
oh my gosh, yeah.
And it, like bourbon doesn't do that, vodka doesn't do it. Even if you switch to, like we can talk about what you can do with the diet, but even if you switch to cider, there's a cider that's just like apples, that isn't going to make you bloat like beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, beer's always the worst. And I don't want to be that guy ordering light beer anyways, you know?
No.
Some
Plus it'll probably just be
it'd be
equally
just
as
as
bad, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But less alcohol. So
Yeah.
like worse, really.
So no more beer. I'm fine with drinking bourbon, scotch, vodka. What do you do with vodka? Is
I
vodka
try and
soda?
avoid vodka. I
Oh, okay.
usually do bourbon. I usually do bourbon soda.
Okay. You know what's okay? We discovered this in university. I used to play on Xbox. A friend of mine, hey Kyle, we used to play NHL 2013 on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Every time the other person scored a goal, the other person had to take a shot. And some of these games were like 10-9, 11. Anyways, it was terrible. It was funny though. But you would get like lemon juice, add lemon juice to the vodka shot.
Oh yeah,
Goes down
Oh yeah,
smooth.
we used to do that too.
Oh, what?
Like the
I
squeezy
thought
bottle.
I invented that.
No. Yeah,
Scott, everyone knows that.
yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't know, but yeah, we used to lemon too.
That's so funny. It was like water, man.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay. Well, if I'm going to get back into vodka, that's probably the thing to do.
I might have to get you to cut that out too, though.
Damn
It's
it.
gonna take away everything fun that you love.
Luckily now, like food isn't a big deal for me. Like I love it, but I hate cooking. So this
Okay.
is great. If I'm, especially meat only, man, I can cook a steak so well.
Meat only. The good thing about meat only is it's harder to transition over, but the cooking is easier, the shopping is easier. Like everything that has to do with it is easier.
Yeah.
Low carb is annoying, especially if you're used to ordering out. It was annoying for me because there's more cooking involved. Like you have to chop up vegetables and like peel everything, and it's
Yeah.
more annoying. Eating meat is literally like, even like chicken and things, it's you put it on a platter and you put it in the oven and then you take it out.
Yeah, nice.
Or like a steak, you fry it and it's done.
Yeah.
If you have a
So,
barbecue, it's even easier.
well, exactly. What I'm thinking is, okay, first we'll talk about the diet. What I'm going to do in a second towards the end. Let's talk about. You posted Instagram story. So you're in Mexico. You were writing a book while you were there too. How long have you been writing this book? She's writing a book. Let's talk about the book.
Technically, I was in Hawaii. Someone has been in Mexico.
Oh, sorry.
Not that it really matters.
Mexico's on the mind.
It was nice though.
Yeah.
But yes,
Awesome.
So I started a book actually when I was 19, after I'd had my hip and ankle replacement.
Okay.
And I was gonna write down. Part of it was like therapeutic, trying to get all these like traumatic hospital memories out of my head.
Yeah.
But it was also, I was told it was an interesting story. So I started writing it then. And then I kind of put a pause on it, I guess. I was figuring out diet things and drinking too much, sleeping. And anyway, I put a pause on it and I just started writing it again. So I'm working on the proposal right now.
Wow.
And I have 180,000 words. So this is quite a few words.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah, but I think it'll be good. It's just kind of chronicles what happened to me like as a kid, and then in high school, and then with the surgeries, and then university, and then how I came to the conclusion that it was diet and what that was like, and then...
That's great. That'll be an entertaining read.
I think so.
180,000.
I hope so.
Remember how hard those essays were that were just 1,000 words in university?
This is easy. This is way
Exactly.
easier. Yeah.
I know. But you don't have space. Actually, will you cite different studies, or will this be kind of a personal story of what happened and a timeline of your life here?
I think it's mostly going to be a personal story, and like I find the most convincing thing you can do for someone is tell them what happened to you. Like, you can't really force things down people's throats, right? They just get angry and
Yeah.
are like, no. But if you tell them what happened to you, and if I explain everything, I think that'll hopefully help some people.
Right.
And then I think I'm also going to write a how-to book. So if you do end up transitioning to, I'll probably do it for the meat diet because that's the one I believe in the most.
Yeah.
If you transition, what can you eat? How do you do it? How do you cook these things? And maybe I'll put studies there. The study part's hard because this is really new. There aren't any studies on just meat eaters. So no, this will mostly be anecdotal.
Okay. Because as far as meat eaters that you know, well, is your husband all meat now as well?
Yeah.
And does your mom do this at all?
Yeah,
She
and my
does
dad.
too, and your
Oh, yeah.
dad. Oh. So, I remember when your dad was on the Joe Rogan podcast. That was a while ago.
Yeah, he
but
was
I
doing
watched
meat
that.
and greens
He was
then.
doing meat and greens. And now, when did he cut out the greens? I don't know. Did we talk about that last video? I don't think.
I can't remember.
So he's all meat for how long has that been going on?
2 months?
2 months.
Yeah, he didn't do it when I did it because, well, he's stubborn and he didn't believe diet had anything to do with anything. Like, neither did I.
Same.
But
Yeah.
So, 2 months. But he did what I did, which was low carb.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realized some of the carby foods we were eating maybe weren't so good, like cauliflowers, sweet potatoes slowly left, like all the carby foods slowly left. So then we were left with meat and greens. We did that for 8 months-ish. And it was still it was okay. It wasn't really okay for him, actually.
Okay.
It was okay for me-ish, but he was still having quite a bit of anxiety in the mornings, like the doomy feeling.
Right.
So, and I was still getting random itchiness and things weren't so good. So yeah, then I was like, okay, ditch the salad, just go with meat. And then when it helped me, it took 3 or 4 months to convince him to give it a try. But I was like,
Okay.
You're just eating meat and salad. Honestly, what's the difference? You've already
true.
cut out all the fun things. Just go to meat. I swear it's easier. You
Yeah.
won't even care. Once you're at meat and salad, there isn't really a switch over. Going from
Exactly.
carbs to meat is really hard.
Yeah.
Going from meat and salad
It's
to
literally
meat.
just the aesthetic look of having a little side on your plate. It's that's the
Well,
biggest
we were eating
difference.
mounds of salad.
What was in the salad?
Mound.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be arugula, lettuce, cucumber, pretty much that.
Okay.
And apple cider vinegar and olive oil and salt and pepper.
Okay.
It was tasty, but simple. But yeah, cut that out.
Okay. So again, back to the book. So more not autobiography, but yeah, your experiences there. And then what about the people online that you've read about with the diet? Are there quite a few that you know of? Because I checked out what was it? Well, there's a whole subreddit. They actually shared our first video, which helped a lot with getting people to know about it. It's like zero carb on this subreddit. So there's a bunch of people, like there's a big community there. But zero carb doesn't necessarily mean meat only.
No, it doesn't. So it's tricky. Going zero carb and not being too careful about it still seems to help people. But for severe depression, it wouldn't have been good enough for me. It wouldn't have been good enough for Dad. Like we had to go all meat and like careful about all meat. Some of the zero carb people, a lot of them still do dairy, and I'm not a fan of dairy. Like that was really hard on me. So some people still do dairy. A lot of people still do dairy and do eggs. So the zero carb diet means you can still do dairy and eggs and meat. So there are a couple of Facebook groups with like tens of thousands of people in it. Principia Carnivora is one.
Okay.
Zeroing in on health is another one. And that's literally, there's probably 20,000 people who are on an all-meat diet in those groups, but a lot of them aren't doing what I'm doing. They're doing dairy as well.
Yes, and they're doing other meats too.
Yeah, a lot of them are doing other meats too.
Yeah.
And so success, yes, it's still successful. It still improves people's lives, but I think if you're really suffering, especially from like severe mental health issues, you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Like arthritis, getting an arthritic flare-up is awful, but it's not like getting a depressive episode.
Exactly.
It's less of a risk. So with mental health, you have to be more careful.
Okay. And when you say your husband's doing meat only, and your mom and your dad, and what about your brother?
Nah.
He's chilling.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm not sick. I'm not doing that.
I saw you posted an Instagram story. He's playing guitar. We should jam sometime.
Yeah,
although I don't.
he's really
does
good.
he play heavy metal?
Oh.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't fit in there.
I don't know though. Maybe.
You could try it.
Could try it.
So, is your husband, is that meat only or beef only?
He's only doing beef now.
Whoa.
It was meat only, and then I was like, why don't you just... Once you're at that point and only eating those things, there isn't much attachment anymore. I was like, why don't you just try all beef? Maybe it'll be even better. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't think it's made as much of a difference to him, like just eating beef. I think he can probably eat more of a variety of meats, and maybe he might... He's definitely going to try reintroducing vegetables at some point.
Okay.
But, I mean, he's doing well.
Good.
Yeah. And Mom went on it mostly because of her osteoarthritis.
Okay.
Because her osteoarthritis didn't get better with low carb, which I was surprised by. But all meat, it got better. And Dad is on it because he couldn't get rid of the last of the doom feeling. And it was pretty severe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that your mom and dad are meat only, not just beef.
Yeah. They're doing beef and chicken.
Okay.
Dad, this is going to sound crazy to people, but whatever. Dad called me last week because he was like, I think fish is giving me back pain. I was like, no. Because even though I've been through all this, my first response to people who are like, hey, this is giving me this weird symptom is like, no.
Yeah.
Which is weird considering I've been through what I've been through. But he told me about 2 months ago, like, oh, I had salmon and my back hurts, my mood isn't as good. And I was like, yeah, that's probably not it. And then he told me the other day that I had salmon 2 days ago and now my back hurts. I was like, okay, yeah, you're probably right. Maybe it is salmon. So they're just doing beef and chicken now.
Okay. Do you think they're just going to eventually just go to beef?
I think so, yeah.
That's the way it always goes.
It seems to go that way, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thinking about, so stay tuned for a book being released and the survey which we spoke about. How about, there was a post on your blog about excuses, and I asked you this question too. It's like, if I'm doing beef only or meat only, like, that gets pretty costly, does it not?
Yeah, it does. So that's what I'm trying to figure out in June. That's part of the reason I came up with this pemmican thing. It was that weird dried meat thing, because that'll be cheaper. If you go, like, the most expensive thing you can buy is antibiotic, hormone-free ribeye, basically. So if you're doing that and you're eating 3 steaks a day, it's going to cost you $60 a day.
It's a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're going to Whole Foods and buying it, that could be like $28 a steak. So that can even get up. Yeah, so the most, you can spend a lot if you want to spend a lot.
Yeah, give me the antibiotics in that. I don't care.
Yeah, the cheapest thing you can do, well, there are cheaper ways to do it, but one of the inexpensive things you can do is find a butcher and buy half a cow. But then you need freezer space.
Yes. Do you know how much half a cow is?
It ends up being, yeah, we did it last year, and I think half a cow was $1,000, but it ends up being $5 a pound.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. And it's good. And that was way cheaper. And there's butchers at St. Lawrence Market who will do it. And that's generally grass-fed too, antibiotic-free, and it's still $5 a pound.
Okay.
And you can get the like lower quality steak cuts just ground up. But I think what I'll do, the thing is, now I'm in a condo and I have just no space.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You probably had a deep freezer for all that, and that was a packed deep freezer?
Packed.
Wait,
yes.
How big a deep freezer?
Like,
We talking, okay.
like a little one.
Yeah, okay.
For half a cow, yeah.
Damn.
So you could figure it out. But there's a way. There's a way. If you get the stuff that has antibiotics and hormones, it's a lot cheaper. Okay. And then you can get things that are on sale and freeze them.
Yeah.
Ground beef's cheaper, but I'm going to figure out how to do this. I think there's a way where you can get lean cuts, because those are a lot cheaper than the fattier cuts. And then also get fat trimmings. And this might sound horrifying to people, but I think there's a way to do it that's less. And I need to figure it out. Otherwise, it cuts people out.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Because with the cheaper cuts of meat, though, don't you get less fat in the steak, too? And with going with an all-meat diet and keto, like, you need a lot of fat, too, in that steak.
Yeah. So for the first month, because it's such a change for your body, for me anyway, I had a hard time digesting higher quantities of fat. I think that's why I was getting diarrhea for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
And then it just stopped one day, and I stopped getting bloated and things. And I think my body started producing maybe more lipase or something that digests fat better. So I just got used to it. But anyway, with the leaner cuts, you'd have to get your fat from somewhere. So that's why I was saying buy the fat trimmings, because I have a recipe where you can fry them up. It's really good. It tastes like bacon. And that's not because I haven't eaten bacon in like 4 years. It actually does taste like bacon. So there's a way to do it. But yeah, you couldn't just eat the lean cuts. I think you'd be too hungry.
Yeah.
But for the first month, like I said, it's kind of hard to digest higher quantities of fat anyway, so the leaner cuts might work out.
Okay.
And you might just have to like move it to fattier cuts the longer you do it.
Right.
It'd be trial and error.
Let me just move the chair here. So if you follow me on Depression to Expression, there's my story somewhere within these videos. I was diagnosed officially in 2008 with generalized anxiety disorder and depression. I swear for me it was like pretty much 50-50 with anxiety and depression. But when I got off the medication, like, just hit me so hard. I tried to go off medication twice since 2008. No, 3 times.
Did you go off them?
Yeah, like totally off.
Oh man, I never did that. I cut down and was like, whoa, no.
Okay, no, I survived. Like the first time I was off it for almost a year. No, maybe, 8 months, a year. And then it was slowly getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then went back on. I'm like, yay, I'm happy. And then, okay, let's try this again. I got all my tools. I'm ready. And then same thing. And so that was 3 times trial and error. So now I've been on them since, call it 2011 then, solidly every single day.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever, looked at diet. Never. I exercise every day. It's not like I eat terribly, right? Like you didn't eat terribly when...
On university I did, but then when I came back, no, I didn't. I was eating I tried to eat a lot of chicken and broccoli because, I don't know. But I was eating bread. I mean, I was going out for sushi all the time. I was eating Chinese food, occasionally. I liked Indian food, so I was eating Indian food. So no, it's not that you're eating... I mean, if you do eat terribly, if you survive off of Mr. Noodles, that's going to make it a lot worse.
Exactly.
But even eating, what I was eating, which I figured was fairly well-rounded, well-rounded enough that if I exercised, I'd be fine.
Exactly.
But it was not good enough.
Yeah, see, so I wouldn't say that I'll have a piece of licorice here and there. I'll have, go out for a coffee and have a scone. But then, I jog, I play ultimate frisbee, volleyball. My exercise is on point, see my therapist, meditate, mindfulness. I got it all on lock, but it's still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still there. And then, I forgot medication. It was 3 days in a row. Actually, here's a question. What was your memory like?
Oh, God. It was
terrible, right?
If someone repeated their phone number, if someone told me their phone number, I wouldn't be able to repeat it back.
Yeah.
I lived in this apartment, and I was on the top floor, so I had to go down 2 flights of stairs. My ankle isn't good, so it was annoying, and it'd be every day I'd forget my keys.
Yeah.
I'd go up the stairs and be fuck, I forgot my cell phone. And go upstairs and be oh yeah, my schoolwork. I'm headed to school, gotta get my schoolwork. It was just up and down. And my roommates would joked at me because it was I had to go back inside twice to get my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brain fog is real.
Yeah. No, and I always thought I was just hey, I'm just not focused. That's why in
No.
2008, that's why I started meditation and practicing mindfulness every day. And I can only focus so much where I'm out the door. If people are in my hallway hear me leave, they'll always hear me go back in. I'll be taking my bike out. I got my keys, forgot my helmet.
Dad had the same thing, put your wallet down, you don't remember where you put your wallet, put your cell phone down, you don't know where your cell phone is, and then phone numbers, lyrics, I could never remember any lyrics, even just songs I repeated, listened to over and over again, really frustrated me.
Oh, okay. Lyrics aren't a problem, just because I got the music thing, but...
Lyrics were a problem with me, made me very annoyed.
Yeah.
But, the brain fog's definitely, that should go.
Okay.
And interestingly, that's definitely a sign that something's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. God, I'm actually really embarrassed about that. Memory thing.
Well, it has nothing to do with, you trying, though, honestly.
No, I know. I just didn't,
it's just a kind of a creepy test.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's what it is. Yeah. It really was.
Yeah. I used to, the first video, the TVO video I did, there were times when I was talking to him and then I forgot what I was going to say.
Yep.
It was going along and I was uh-oh.
Yep.
Where'd the beginning thought go? And that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
because
not at all.
if you watch and everyone watches the first interview that we did, oh my God. Sometimes, and it's, I should really be keeping track of diet as the brain fog is worse and sometimes it's better. Because during your first interview, man, I'd be asking questions and then you'd respond a bit and then I'd be hey, what did I just ask her?
Oh, well,
I
couldn't tell at all.
How am I going to follow up with that?
Oh, I couldn't tell at all.
Okay.
You're good at this.
But that's kind of what it's like for me. It's that brain fog, anxiety. Anxiety's fine on medication. It's fine.
Yeah.
Totally.
I had it got rid of the anxiety for me too.
Yeah, totally.
Social anxiety, none.
I'll do anything in front of people. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was too. Yeah, but the depression was still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So as far as diet, I think because I had good health from the beginning, maybe I don't need to cut as much. I would be happy doing no carb or low carb.
Low carb.
No dairy, no bread, just meat and veg. That's it.
Okay. So we
Try
start
that.
There. Yeah, do the low carb. You'll need to do it for a month. I think I think it'll help. I can't be I'm certain about the meat diet,
got nothing
but it's
to lose.
hard. Yeah, no. But if you do it for a month and it doesn't help, I do think you should try going further.
Okay.
But we can discuss that later.
Cool.
At least it'll make transitioning easier.
Yeah.
And it did help me a lot, and I was really ill going low carb. So I do think you'll see an improvement anyway. And as soon as you notice that there's a correlation between the depression and diet, then that'll be enough evidence for you to figure it out. You just need to see that there's some sort of back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know, that's like enough motivation to keep going. Like if I had to eat like a dead rat every day to not experience depression, I would eat so many rats.
Yeah, so many. So many.
So many
I know.
rats.
Yeah.
Like no question
Which is
about
why
it.
when you ask like, do I feel sorry for myself? Like, no.
Yeah.
Being depressed, I probably felt sorry for myself. Like,
Right.
fuck.
But once you figure it out, geez, like whatever works, right? Keep it going.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So we are going to start that, or I'm going to start that. I need some prep work to prep my freezer, and I just bought so much bread. I'll finish off the bread I have now.
It was like my husband. He was like, he bought this like Russian rye bread.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and he was like, who should I give this to? And that was like after I'd experienced, you'll see.
Okay.
You'll experience these horrible gluten reactions. And I was just like, fuck, who do you not like? Like, give it to someone you don't like. Just throw it away. Like, don't give it to my brother. Like,
Right, right. And bread's not even, like, if you get, like, sliced bread, like Wonder Bread, it's not even that cheap, really. Like, the best deals they have at Metro and stuff are $5 for two, so $2.50 each.
Yeah.
That's not that great. I don't know.
Especially if it's not really food.
It's
You'll
not
see.
really food.
You'll see. Hopefully nothing horrible will happen. I just don't want you to try this and then start feeling better and then experience like something horrible like I experienced. And Andre had a horrible reaction too. It just sucks. And it goes away, but man, it sucks.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth it though to get better.
Of course.
It's just if you can not do that, it would be nicer than having to go through that nasty experience.
Yeah, it's almost to prove that it's not a placebo, eh?
Yeah, and
I'll be
that's
like,
why
I'm gonna have some bread,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens, and then it's
Yeah.
almost like you're, obviously the emotion, happiness, or you're not glad that it's happened, but at least you know
Yeah, but
that it's food, that there is some intolerance there.
Yeah, which is good, and you're probably gonna have to test it out because I had to, and so did like Andre. But I would say, well, we can discuss that when you get to that.
Okay, cool.
Hey guys, guess what? I messed up the cameras. Remember last time I messed up the cameras, and then this time I said, what are some of the cameras? Blah, 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 blah. I did. So we just have the next few minutes. It's just focused on Mikhaila. Sorry.
I don't think so.
I know you brought these two for you, so please have the rest of that.
No.
I can't believe I took that.
No, take it.
No, but it was for you.
It might have been for me.
I took her water.
You can have
That's
it.
so funny.
You can have it.
Man, oh, it's because there might be like some freaking sugar carbs
Yeah,
on
who
the
knows?
lid.
I don't know
Yeah.
when the last time you were eating gluten is.
Yeah. What did I have this? I had granola, yogurt, and banana. A little
Yeah.
parfait thing.
It's just sugar.
Well, the granola has some sugar. I was gonna say protein. No, it doesn't. That's carby. Bit of protein in the yolk,
Yeah.
and then banana sugar.
I don't think it's a protein thing though. I think that we're down like animal fat. I mean, which yogurt is, but like
Well,
animal meat fat. I think we're low on that.
Yeah, that's what like the whole vegan movement is about. You know, this protein consumption that's shoved down our throats. That you need more protein. You need more protein. They're on that train too. It's like
Yeah, no,
protein's
it's
not the
protein.
problem.
It's the fat.
Yeah, unless
yeah.
you're like a crazy bodybuilder.
And even then, I think
then.
it's the fat. Yeah, it's just hard. It's just hard. Like we can talk about it too in other videos, but it's hard to transition over because we're not used to digesting that amount of fat, and then you have to get used to it. But
Yeah.
you do.
Oh, here's a question then. As far as your husband's, your dad's, your mom's, yours, your stomach, did you ever have like a carb belly or anything like that? Or when you, so that's one question. The second question is when you went to eating all meat, did you first get a little fat before you could start digesting it better?
No. So first question, carb belly.
Yeah.
I gained weight in university, and I was always bloated like here.
Yeah.
I was always like doing as many freaking planks and sit-ups as I could to get
Yeah.
rid of that stupid bloating.
It's the pouch, man.
Yeah, and it was not a lack of muscle. It was bloating. So you can't exercise that away.
Right.
Unfortunately, because I tried hard. But then when I went low carb, it went away and it never came back. Dad lost a whole ton of weight, like a lot. But that was with low carb too. That just didn't help his anxiety, but that got rid of his weight. Mom, when she went 0 carb, lost 10 pounds.
Unreal.
And like some weight, but she wasn't super bloated because she was just doing low carb. Andre lost weight when he went low carb. Because we transitioned into it, there wasn't a huge difference. Although I lost 10 pounds right away when I went to 0 carb, but I was also losing pregnancy weight.
Okay.
But I lost 10 pounds in like 8 days. Like it happened real fast, and it had kind of slowed, and I was like, what's going on? Why can't I lose this last 10 pounds?
Whoa.
So I did lose some right away. I don't think Andre's lost any, and Dad might have lost like a couple of pounds, but because we were doing low carb already, there wasn't much of a weight loss thing.
Yeah, that's really interesting because it hasn't, personally, I can do a million sit-ups, planks, whatever, I'm the same, but since, I don't know, my metabolism slowed down or whatever, I'm not exercising as much as I used to because I'm working longer. It's like, I notice that there is that kangaroo pouch going on.
That should go away really quickly. Like,
Yeah.
that won't take a month.
Yeah.
That would take, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a week or week and a half.
Yeah.
That's going to go
It
away
has to be a
real
diet
quick.
thing because in the morning I'm freaking trim as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, you should see that in the morning. Flat, iron board abs. That's why if I like, when I was like hungover, I didn't eat anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it was beautiful,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then
in
like the
mornings,
first
I know.
carb meal back or something, or the first sandwich.
Yeah.
And then it's back.
Yeah. So mine came back, like when I went low carb, it went away.
Yeah.
And then when I switched over to meat, I think because I increased my fat intake, I did get bloating randomly. So it would be like I'd have a steak for breakfast, it'd be fine. I'd have a steak for lunch, it'd be fine. And then dinner, I would bloat. And
Yeah.
I think that was my body like trying to process the amount of fat I was eating.
Right.
Because after 4-6 weeks-ish, it stopped.
Right.
But when I went low carb, it stopped right away.
Interesting. Here's another question. Didn't prepare these. I don't have to even lean forward. Do you have, you can piss on those sticks, those keto sticks?
Yeah, I
do you
have
do
those.
that?
Yeah. I had one that
Do
measured...
you pee on sticks? And it tells you whether you're in ketosis or not?
Yeah, the urine ones aren't as accurate as blood or breath because they were made for testing really high ketones for ketoacidosis, which isn't going to happen. This ketosis is what you're looking for. But I'm going to buy, actually, you can use it, a blood test. So it's like
Very
a glucose
cool.
monitor and a ketones monitor, and that'll be a lot more accurate. You probably won't, it takes a while to switch into ketosis. It doesn't happen right away. It's different for different people. It depends how many carbs you're eating, but I would say at least 2.5, 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, around a month then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All this is like, the good stuff happens around a month, once the carb withdrawal goes away.
And the reason you do all of this, blogs, coming over to chat, is because you really, it's really helped you so much.
Yeah. And it was so bad.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like when I was in it, it didn't feel as bad, like the antidepressants. You can see from the first video, I was like, yeah, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. Now I know I wasn't happy looking back, but when I was in it, it wasn't so bad. Like I could tolerate it, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, I have fun sometimes, things are shitty sometimes, but whatever, this is life. But then when it stopped and then it happened again, like when I tried to reintroduce foods and it kept happening over and over again, I was like, whoa, this is really bad.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so yeah, the reason I wasn't going to do the blog and everything, I was just going to be like, hey, depression's over, I'm cured, living my life. But then I kept trying to reintroduce things and it kept coming back. And it's like, if I fuck up, it's back. So I don't know. If anyone else cannot have it, it's worth it.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
it's nasty.
Yeah. So I'll be your first client.
Yeah, this will be very interesting.
Or not
You're
first,
not.
but yeah, I know.
There are a
I
number
know.
of people.
You're right.
But yeah, and first client that has a whole bunch of people watching him.
There you go. Okay, so this will be a good experiment. And I have, man, of course I have faith in it. There's so much evidence that like foods don't make me feel good. I already know after I went to my friend's house. We had McCain's cake. You know, remember McCain's cake? It's got that.
The icing stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even like that when I was eating.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man. See, yeah. Oh,
So
okay.
we had that and then mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
The next day, could not, like, mood was fine, no anxiety, all that, but energy-wise, I've
yeah.
never experienced like a sugar crash before. I could not lift my energy through the entire day. I woke up at 10. I haven't taken a nap in years.
Oh, okay.
And I had to take a nap at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I couldn't stay awake. Like, I was so tired. I've never experienced like a sugar crash or whatever the hell that was.
You
It
don't
was
get
nuts,
tired
man.
after you eat?
Honestly, not unless it's really carby. But everyone seems to know that at work and everything. We're like, oh, I need an afternoon nap. We just had, this meal,
Yeah,
this
they
meal,
just think
pasta.
they think
They
it's
just think it's-
because you have to digest.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't. You don't have to sleep to digest. No. Shouldn't make you tired. Like if I have a steak in the morning, then I'm energized. I start getting slower and it's because I need to eat again.
Right.
Shouldn't be like what you eat makes you tired.
Yeah, right? Idiots.
No.
Just kidding. Just kidding. This has been Scott the Asshole from Depression to Expression. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for inviting me. Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, don't leave me alone now.
I won't.
Good luck. All right. Just stay alive, buddy.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe to Depression to Expression for more awesome mental health videos. The survey link to Mikhaila Peterson's survey is in the link below, and all of her social links as well. Stay strong and keep being you.